Hi, I'm Kathy, the Adult Services Librarian at the Waynesville Library branch of the Haywood County Public Library. Today I would like to show you some really fun and interesting new ways to use pumpkin, besides just making pumpkin pie. Too sweet and too savory are what I'm going to show you today. A few of them already completely made, and then one I'm going to show you from the beginning how to make it. All the recipes are online. This first one that I've already made is spicy pumpkin hummus. It's like a traditional hummus recipe with the addition of pumpkin and sesame seeds and Kashmiri chili powder, which is really delicious. If you've never tried it, you can find it on some online spice sellers. And then just some bagel chips for dipping. So I topped it with a little bit of cilantro, so that's the first one. These are no-bake oatmeal peanut butter chocolate chip bites. This also has pureed pumpkin from a can in it. Really great if you keep them in the fridge. They're a nice treat. They're really good cold. So that recipe also is on the webpage. And then I made these little tiny pumpkin muffins that I'm going to dip in butter and sugar. I want to show you how that works. And they taste a lot like a little donut hole. They're really good. My recipe's on the webpage. It has buttermilk in it, which really tenderizes them. And other than that, if you wanted to, you could just use your own favorite pumpkin muffin recipe. Just use a mini pan. And so when they come out of the oven, instead of rolling them in butter and sugar like some recipes say, which I find to be a little messy, this is so much easier. And use the bottom kind of as a handle. Put it in the butter, put it in cinnamon and sugar. The ratio is on the recipe on the webpage. And then see, it looks like a nice little cake donut, but so much more tender and soft than a cake donut. So I think you'll really like these. They're delicious. If you make those, I would not dip all of them at once unless you're going to eat them right away. You can just put the ones that you're not going to eat and save for later, put them in the freezer without the pumpkin and sugar, without the butter and sugar on them, and they'll keep better that way. Once you've dipped them, it's best to eat them within 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so the one that I'm going to show you from beginning to end is a puff pastry savory pinwheel. And this uses store-bought puff pastry. No way in the world I'm gonna make that from scratch, and I bet most of you wouldn't either. This is a real splurge these days because puff pastry has gone up to like $7 a box. So only make this for people you like. So this is 2 sheets of puff pastry. This is so simple. So we're just going to lay these 2 sheets one on top of the other after I've filled it, and the filling's really simple too. So I've already spiced up some canned pumpkin. Again, the exact ratios are on the recipe on the library website, but basically it's just a little bit of Parmesan cheese, sage or tarragon, whatever you prefer. A little bit of red pepper flakes, so it gives it a little bit of spice, and salt and pepper, and that's it. So you just basically want to spread that pretty thin, and then we're going to lay the other puff pastry on top in a minute, and you'll see you don't even have to seal it. It's really, really simple, but it looks very impressive. So we're putting the pumpkin, caramelized onions. I caramelize these ahead of time because that is something that takes about 25 to 30 minutes. Takes patience, but the result is well worth it. After you've put your caramelized onion on, you're going to want to put some cheese in. I use Gouda. You can use Asiago or Swiss, whatever you like. And I'm just going to sprinkle that over in chunks. And as you're rolling it, you'll see in a minute some of the bits fall out, but that's okay. I'll show you how to tuck them back in. All right, so the pumpkin is already spiced with salt and pepper, so you really don't need to do anything else. All right, so you lay this on top. Just make it even, but you do not have to seal it. And you'll see why in a minute. Okay, so what you're gonna do is cut this into strips and press it down. You're gonna get about 9. A sharp pizza cutter does the trick. And then you're going to take these strips and you're going to twist them and then put them into a spiral. So you're going to take one of these. Now if you want big pinwheels, do the whole strip. Just kind of hold it in the middle and spin it around. That's it. That one didn't have a lot of cheese in it, so look what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to doctor it up a little bit because the end piece didn't have very much cheese, and it's okay if it pokes out. It just gets brown in the oven. That's really nice. Okay, so you've got it twisted. You're just going to take one end and pull it in, spin it around, give it a pinch on the end, and there's your perfect little pinwheel ready to bake. We're going to bake it in a 400-degree oven. Let me show you if you want like a cocktail size. Just cut that in half. Spin it around. These will take less time to cook, obviously, the little tiny ones. But I just wanted to show you that you can make these big or small depending on how much of the strip that you want to twirl. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these twirled and ready to go in the oven, and we'll show you what they look like when they come out. Okay, so we've got them all rolled, either the large ones or the little, I've got another pan of little small ones. And I forgot to mention, if you'd like to, you can add some Parmesan cheese inside. And then just brush the top with an egg wash, which is just one beaten egg. I added extra cheese on the top of these, so I'm kind of just brushing around it, and I'll just put that back on. Just put some chunks of cheese on top. You don't have to do that if you don't want it to be real cheesy. And then I'm just gonna brush this all over these and pop them in the oven at 400 for, let's see, I think it's 10 minutes. Yeah, so, no, I'm sorry, it's not 10 minutes, it's 40 minutes. Obviously gonna be a lot less for the little tiny ones. So we'll pop these big ones in for 40. I'm gonna give the little ones about 25 minutes, and then we'll pull them out and show you what they look like. So these small ones took 25 minutes at 400 to cook. If you look, the bottom is nice and brown, the cheese is all melty. These are a delicious little appetizer to have at a cocktail party, or if you make them like the bigger size, be great for dinner with a simple salad on the side. So take a look at the recipes online. All of the pumpkin dishes that I mentioned today, the recipes are there. And if you have any questions for me, don't hesitate to email me. And thanks so much for watching. And check out this book, Pumpkin, a Superfood for All 12 Months of the Year by Dee Dee Stovall. This is a great book, and you can check it out from your local Haywood County Public Library.